Because
Greetings,
it's your ball head.
greetings, football lovers. Welcome to another episode of Ball Chat Live on YouTube and Facebook again. I'm your host, Benton. Junior, how you doing, boss?
Well, I'm here, feeling good. I think we get everything work out perfectly now, right?
Boy, I look like I'm bleaching on the stream, but... And on the line, on the phone, we have, as always, the wonderful and the very knowledgeable, the one and only referee herself, Chelsea fan. Come on, how are you doing?
I'm good.
So, football lovers, we're going to review the weeks happening in football, and what a week it was.
Yeah.
What a week it was. Whole heap of drama. We'll have a blood pressure set up yesterday regarding to the Manchester City Tottenham Hotspurs game, and we'll get to that in our EPL recap. But to kick it off, we're going to always start because we always recognize ballers and we always recognize bugs.
Yeah.
And the ballers is the best players of the week, the most outstanding players. The bugs, the players who did not live up to their expectation. Our coaches, our fans who did not live up to your standard. So come on, since you are the official in the building or on the line, who's your baller of the week?
My baller of the week is, and I don't know if I'm messing his name up, is Teemu Pukki from Norwich, Pukki.
Teemu Pukki. Just recall him Pukki. Pukki. He scored a hat trick, yes?
He scored a hat trick for Norwich. And if you remember, I was saying that Norwich would have a hard time in the Premier League. And so far, so good. The newbies have been doing well. So I give him my baller of the week because he scored a hat trick. No other player scored a hat trick in the Premier League this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. He scored a hat trick, and Norwich defeated Newcastle. The relentless, Norwich defeated what we'll consider the potty shop Newcastle, but...
Yeah.
And Pukki said, quote, I could have scored more. That's exactly, he said, I got more chances. So Teemu Pukki, newly promoted Norwich City player forward, is the come on ball of the week.
Yeah.
Junior, who is your ball of the week, boss?
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate because I know it's going to be a hot topic later, but I got to give it to them. The referees on VAR in English Premier League, I have to give VAR, I have to personify VAR and say it's a great experiment, and it looked like the Women's World Cup experiment worked because I think England got the VAR right. I do.
So VAR, the referees that are manning the VAR booth is your ball
The
of the
whole
week.
officials, all the officials. I've given it 2 weeks, and
Okay.
how many times have VAR have called into play and works?
All right.
For me, it's VAR.
And football fans on Facebook and YouTube, you can send on your ballers and your bugs of the week. So Junior's baller of the week is VAR officials.
Yeah.
Well, the man, you're starting the drama already, Richard. Come on's baller of the week is Teemu Pukki for an excellent display against Newcastle. And Junior's baller of the week, VAR officials for getting the calls right. Though they're small margins, and one would consider them to be foolish at times, they are getting the calls right. My ball of the week is Nathan Atke of Bournemouth, a defender who I really wish would actually transfer to one of the upper echelons club in English football. To a Chelsea, to a Man City. I mean, this kid, he put his life and limb on the line yesterday defending Bournemouth's goal. And Bournemouth actually secured a victory, first victory this year in the Premier League. So Nathan Ake was absolutely won a lot of tackles in the box, cleared ball that was heading towards goal. Impressive display by Nathan Ake, and I envision he's going to be joining Man City or one of these clubs soon.
Slow down.
Soon.
Slow down.
And Aston Villa lost to Bournemouth in that game, and it's not for trying because Aston Villa was absolutely impressive.
Yeah, big up Aston Villa.
Big up. So come on, who is your bug of the week? Come on. So now segue from ballers of the week, bugs of the players, our personnel, our coaching staff who did not live up to our expectations. Who is your bug of the week? Come on.
Frank Lampard is my bug of the week. And this is why Frank Lampard is my bug of the week. Of course, I'm always the Sarri out, the Lampard out, the Josie out person. But the 3 games that Chelsea played, they came up blazing. I mean, guns blazing in the first 45, maybe the first 60. But Lampard's lineups and Lampard's substitutions leave much to be desired. I understand that you want to integrate the young players on the pitch. And at one point, Mount was tired. He was dead tired. But he still let him play the 90 minutes of the entire game, 90 plus stoppage time for the game. And also when he substituted Giroud, and then when he brought on a Willian who was just coming back from injury, I mean, just his personal, he should not have taken off Pulisic off the pitch. He was very good going forward. So, you know, even at one point, he didn't even realize that Tammy Abrams was being substituted. He jumped up and he was like, oh, okay, you're going on. Oh, okay, I'm good. You know, so I'm not sure Lampard has everything going on for him. So he's my bug coach of the week.
Frank Lampard and Chelsea, they lost to Liverpool in a nail-biting Super Cup match in the week on penalties. An impressive show in Liverpool, Chelsea, I must add, after the Manchester United debacle, after the debacle at Old Trafford. Today they tied at home against Leicester City 1-1. A lack of stamina. Chelsea.
No, I don't think it's a lack of stuff. I think it's a lack of ideas.
A lack of ideas, Chelsea.
Ideas. Yeah.
And so to that end, come on, give the new coach, the legend of Chelsea, Frank Lampard, her bug of the week.
Her coach.
Her coach.
Wow.
The bug of the week. So, Junior, who is your bug of the week, brother?
I'll tell you something. Bundesliga started Friday, right?
Yes.
And I was ready. I had the belt ready to beat Bayern Munich until I watched Borussia Dortmund play Augsburg.
Yes.
And I watched a goalkeeper named Thomas Kubek. My word. Augsburg scored in the first minute, literally 40 seconds in the game they scored.
Yes.
And they came out guns blazing. And Mr. Kubek gave up 2 howlers. Absolutely horrible goals. I mean, the man literally took the first goal, he took the ball and literally put it, I don't remember which foul, put it on the forward's foot as a score. And the second one, they did the same thing. I was like, yo, it's a word. I think he's a new keeper too.
Yes.
I think it was just transferred in. They were killing him on the telecast.
Oh, he was bad. He was absolutely bad. Augsburg end up losing that game.
5-1, I think it's 5-1. Yeah, 5-1.
End up losing that game 5-1, lost the game 5-1. But the goalkeeper played his role. He played his role. And to that end, there was a lot of criticism about bad goalkeeping in the Women's World Cup. But this is atrocious goalkeeping in the Bundesliga by Mr. How you pronounce his name again?
I think Kubek. That's how I pronounce his name. Thomas Kubek. And I think it's a name we will be saying.
Thomas Kubek.
We will be saying this name frequently, just like Karius.
Just like Karius. Just like Karius. So Thomas Kubek of Augsburg is your bug of the week.
Bug of the week.
And Ball Chat family on YouTube and on Facebook, you can send on your ballers, send on your bugs of the week, send on the players that you thought were outstanding. Those we classify as the ballers. This week we had the La Liga, we had the EPL, we had the Bundesliga, we had MLS. Whosoever you deem as your baller of the week, those outstanding players or personnel. And the bugs of the week are players that are personnel who did not live up to your standard or did not show up. So my bug of the week, I have a whole laundry list. And the problem is that we don't have a whole heap of time for all of them. But I would like to say the bug of the week for me is any Chelsea fan that targeted Tammy Abraham after that defeat against Liverpool. Tammy Abraham missed his penalty. And the little cowards, these cowards online who racially abuse and send Tammy Abrams death threat after the match are pathetic. And I would use more colorful language, but I'm in a family home here. So those are my bugs of the week.
Right.
And then secondly, another bug of the week is Ernesto Valverde. Ernesto Valverde, and I'm curious to know why Kamon didn't have him as her bug of the week.
She have a laundry list too.
She has a laundry list. So Ernesto Valverde is my bug of the week, along with all the pathetic people that attack and abuse Tammy Abrams online. Ernesto Valverde, he's been coaching Barcelona for 3 years, and still cannot figure out a way to win a game without Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
3 years.
Big up Marco. Marco, as you come in, your bug and your ball of the week, please.
You know, still cannot figure out a way to win a game without Lionel Messi. It's what, 3 years?
3 years.
And another bug.
Is that infestation?
It's an infestation. Another bug is all the fans of, some of the fans of Motagua and Olympia in the Honduran derby. They clashed this week, and 3 people lost their lives in that matchup, in those clashes. And football should not be like that. Yeah. You should be able to take your family to the game. If you want to fight, Regin, find somewhere else to go. But leave it off a football game. Leave it out of football stadium. So those are my bugs and ballers of the week. And one question, honorable mention. Come on.
Yes.
I thought you would have Aduriz as your baller of the week for that spectacular goal he scored against Barcelona.
Listen, Benton. Right now, you just come for irritate me. Let us not talk about it. It's just my teams this week. I think my teams were sent to punish me because it makes no sense.
And then
so it was the first game. People said I was harsh against Lampard in the first game. So this is Valverde's first game. It's just not, and his people were injured. Let's just say that Messi was injured and his Suarez ended up being injured. So let's just give him until the second game to see if he can right the ship.
Oh my God! All right, so big up Marco Pratt online. He says that Chelsea is the bug of the week.
It's Chelsea and the descendants. So
he's got Chelsea as the bug of the week. Segue from Chelsea and to our La Liga roundup. Quick thoughts and quick hits from La Liga, and then we'll get to our EPL roundup and the Man City game. Or you want to do EPL first?
Whatever you guys want to know, because I have the belt out to beat some people today.
Go ahead. Man City versus Tottenham. Let's get to the meat of the matter. Our EPL roundup. VAR aficionado and our resident referee, come on. Please enlighten us on this rule that took away Mr. Gabriel Jesus' goal yesterday in that 2-2 draw tie.
The new rule is, before it was harder on the referee to determine intent. And we all know that to determine intent is hard. It is very, very hard. Because you have to take that extra second to kind of think about it. Okay, was his arm in an unnatural position? Did he intentionally handle the ball? What was the distance between, the kicker and the player? So those things you have to kind of think about. Now with the new rule, it eliminates the thinking for the referees. And people are upset that they're taking away the human aspect of it from the game. So we can't have it both ways. Do we want the correct calls? Do we want handballs to be viewed differently? Then it's fine. And then we also have to note that this rule is only for attacking players. I mean, they eliminate all the goals from attacking players. And the other players is a free kick. So, or a PK, I'm sorry. So we have to remember that VAR looks at any handball. It don't matter, intentionally or not. And then, we go from there. So I agree with it. To the naked eye, we didn't see it. The referee missed it. But we must also remember that all goals are reviewable. So during the review of that goal, then, it was spotted. And Benton and I went back and forth with it yesterday because he was saying that it wasn't an assist. It's an assist. If the ball had come off of the player's head and landed on Jesus' foot, the player would have been credited with the assist. So it came off the player's hand and went to Jesus. Of course, he might have to take the ball down and probably shift it to his right foot or maybe take an extra touch. But it was an assist regardless.
Yeah.
So if the handball results in a goal or the handball gives that extra advantage for a goal to be scored, then that's where VAR comes in and calls it a handball. So I like it personally because you eliminate the thinking and eliminate this and eliminate that. Because when I referee and the handball is in the box, I have to take that extra second to think about it. And in that extra second, I have players arguing with me. I have coaches arguing with me. I have parents arguing with me because they think that I don't know what I'm doing or I didn't see this handball. So I like it. So, too bad for Man City, but that's how it is. And other teams will actually feel it from VAR going forward. But I like it. I have no issues with it.
Junior, we have the referee that said her piece. Well said. Facebook and YouTube family, send on your comments. We're talking about the Man City versus Tottenham game and the controversial call. It's the correct call. Yes, I was wrong at Come On. I was wrong for beating you about this idiot rule, but it's the correct call. Junior, your sentiments and overall the call itself and the game. Did Manchester City blew a big opportunity to really send a message to the rest of the EPL yesterday? And just link that with the call itself.
I have nothing extra to add to what Cameron said about the call.
Yeah.
And I'm an advocate for VAR.
For VAR.
But let us not be disrespectful to Tottenham. They are the Champions League finalists from last year.
Yes.
So it's not a big, like, oh my God, Man City got a chance to prove that they are here to stay. No. This is two of the three best teams in England that played. And they played a game where both teams went tit for tat, one through punch, the other one through a counter punch, and the day was a draw.
Yeah.
Was it the right result? I think so.
It's the right result.
Yeah, because
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's the result.
It's a result.
23 shots on goal from 23 shots from Man City. What is about real domination in the statistics? But Spurs had 3 shots.
But did you expect more? Did you expect anything else though?
No, I did not expect anything else from Marco online. Says people have issues with VAR when it works against them, and I think he's absolutely right. Now, come on, one final thoughts on this Man City game versus Tottenham. With Tottenham's performance, do you see Tottenham as a potential title contender going forward in this league? Can they? And this all is this linked to presuming that they hold on to Christian Eriksen?
No, but you know how I feel about Tottenham. Nothing has changed. Did they surprise me last season? They did. Can they surprise me again this season? They might just surprise me this season, but I don't see Tottenham being a contender just because they didn't add any pieces, any extra pieces. It's still, the team, even though they went to the Champions League final, which we all saw that game was lackluster, was maybe the boringest Champions League final ever. But I don't see them actually winning the Premier League, but I think they're still going to be in the top 4, if not top 5. I see Tottenham, staying up there, but they're not, in my opinion, they haven't moved the needle in my respect for them.
Okay. Other major takeaways from the EPL yesterday, and Staggerback online on our Facebook platform saying Man United to me thing.
The Empire, them are rolling out.
And Manchester United play Wolves tomorrow. They go to Molineux, and we'll see what will transpire tomorrow. He says that Pound Lampard in for me other thing. So we'll see what will happen with Chelsea. Quick other takeaways from yesterday's EPL and today's EPL games. Liverpool struggled heavily against Southampton but came away with the victory.
Struggled?
I mean, Southampton should have won that game.
They should have, but Liverpool's Achilles heel has been there since Klopp has been coaching.
Yeah.
I keep telling everybody this channel in between the central midfielder, the wing back, and the centre half, that is their Achilles heel. Mm-hmm. If you have a good winger that can run at them, you will give them trouble. But can you stop that front three from scoring? That's the problem. So there's nothing surprising for Liverpool. But to piggyback on your question about Tottenham, Sheffield United, Aston Villa, Norwich. You see these little minnows? These teams are the reason why Tottenham will not be able to compete for the Premier League title. Okay. If I give Pochettino, I'm on record for saying this. If I have one game to win, I am willing to use Pochettino as a coach for one game. Yes. But over a stretch of 30, 40 games where you have to play these pothole games, where you have to go to Norwich, you have to play that Sheffield midfield, No, those are the pitfall games that Man City, Liverpool will find a way to get over. So
Yeah.
it Premier League is the Premier League, and that is what has been proven so far this weekend for me.
And ultimately, come on, that's one of the big caveats. We don't want to dwell too much on Tottenham, but what has been their Achilles heel over the years, at least during this Pochettino's tenure, is that they will do well against the big opponents, and then they will lay an egg against the Burnleys or the Newcastles of the world. Other big takeaways from the weekend for you in the EPL. Come on, I know Chelsea dropped points. I mean, other big takeaways for you. And Staggerbox and Wolves food are getting yum off. Fancy a bad mind, Spurs.
Listen, Sheffield United they're actually surprising me. I mean, I know it's early, and people can talk about it's only 2 games, but from 2 games they have 4 points, and today they actually could have beat Crystal Palace by more.
Yeah.
They looked like a very good attacking team. There are a couple of players on the team, on the pitch, that should actually be playing at a better club.
Norwood.
I'm yes. So yeah, and now I'm kind of wishing and hoping that the Jamaican Ravel will actually get an opportunity, but that's another thing.
A bench
I wanted
warmer,
to point out.
He's a bench warmer.
Yeah, but we'll see. It's a long season.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to say that Ricardo from Leicester City is a baller. Today, I mean, like, he was a good player on the pitch. I mean, like, he was good in the midfield. He was very technical, and he had some fancy footwork that I really like. I kind of miss it from the EPL. The EPL is more like a direct, rough and tough kind of football kind of player, but he was a little bit magical on the pitch. So I was impressed by him, and I was impressed by Sheffield United, and I think that's a team to really watch.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch on Chelsea. Let's not. I don't want to even talk about Chelsea till next week.
And we rather save the worst for next week. We'll save.
Yes, please.
Your final takeaway from the EPL this weekend. There were some very good games. Of course, the headliner was the Man City versus Tottenham game. But Junior, your final takeaway from the EPL this week?
My final takeaway is that EPL is playing attacking football. Even the commentator said it today, which I thought was a sales job. But he was saying, which other league you would say Leicester versus Chelsea? We would have wrong either coaches for saying, you know what, we'll take a draw. But that game got so stretched in the last 5 to 10 minutes, where we even said that if Leicester had an extra 5 minutes, they would have scored.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm happy that Premier League I'm happy that football is back.
Yeah.
I'm happy that the other leagues, German league for me is very impressive. I watch a couple of games and I love it. So I'm just glad football is back.
And family on Facebook and YouTube, send on your comments about other big takeaways from football this weekend. Come on, other around Europe, other big takeaways for you. Just a final thoughts on the other leagues starting up, German league and La Liga. Your final big takeaway from those 2 leagues starting up this weekend.
Well, Leon Bailey is off the mark. He came on the pitch a couple of seconds after he came on the pitch with his first touch. He scored a very good goal. So we're happy for him to, so he gets his campaign started. With the Barcelona thing, I keep telling everybody that PK is beyond his time, his expiration date. He needs to kind of move on. I mean, Barcelona needs to do better when it comes to selecting players. I don't know why they keep running down Neymar when you have a lot of players out there that would kill to play for Barcelona and come out there and give 100% without the extra drama. Then Big Ben now, he's showing Zidane why he needs to be in his squad going forward. They won 3-1, I think, and it was a very good game. It was an interesting game for me. So I'm glad La Liga is back. I'm glad the Premier League is back. But I don't know why my teams decide that they want to give me this extra stress.
All right, Junior. And big up to Leon Bailey. Very impressive goal that he scored getting on the pitch here for Leverkusen. I guess going forward, it'd be nice to see him start in. Junior, go ahead.
Real quick. Earlier, a couple weeks ago, you guys
were
killing me when I said preseason are meaningless games. Real Madrid has proven to everybody that preseason is mean. If we were to judge, and I told you guys wanted to fire Zidane in the preseason. Look at Real Madrid going down to 10 men and still scoring 2 more goals after going down to 10 men. I know it's not a big side I'm playing against.
Yeah, played at Celta. That was a good victory. It was a good victory.
Let's back up our Zidane for a little bit, because again the transfer window is still open. Bale can be gone.
Yes.
So,
but what I will give Zinedine Zidane credit for is that he did come back in and said, "Look, Bale, we need Bale." So let's see how much
he got bailed out.
He's got bailed out. Let's see how much truth is that. Quick segues from leagues in football around in Europe this weekend to looking forward to games coming down the pipe. In the EPL, the big matchup coming down the pipe next weekend is Liverpool versus Arsenal, and there's no mention of Arsenal in this entire weekend's discussion thus far of football on Ball Chat. But come on, your thoughts on Liverpool versus Arsenal. And Dani Ceballos had a wonderful performance yesterday as Arsenal defeated Burnley. Nicolas Pepe also was impressive.
I think...
And this game will be at Anfield,
talk about Arsenal, because we don't want to be disappointed with Arsenal, and we know how it is. Yeah, it was a good victory, but was it an easy victory against Burnley? It wasn't. They had good plays from in pockets, but Arsenal was not impressive as a collective team. You had individual players who were brilliant. As you said, Pepe was very good. So Arsenal is not impressive, even though they have them 6 points now. I need to go check because I don't watch Arsenal because it's a waste of time.
Yes, they won both their first. They won both of their first games.
Arsenal cannot beat Liverpool. If Liverpool is clicking, if Liverpool is firing on all cylinders, Arsenal cannot beat them. Cannot. Okay. So I am going to call it a 3-1 victory. Junior boy, what his name is, Amabeng, he's going to go down the middle. Junior wants him to go down the middle, and he's going to score that 1 goal. But I see Liverpool winning that match.
Okay. So, Abon, Junior, your thoughts on that Liverpool versus Arsenal?
I'm shaking my head now because you just send my blood pressure up. Every time I watch Arsenal, I'm not an Arsenal fan. And I keep saying, if Aubameyang just go down the middle of the field, he will have the golden boot. But for some reason, he likes playing on the wing. That's a whole other argument. But Arsenal is one of those teams that have the issues or have the problem, have the players to give Liverpool problem.
The problem, yeah.
They have speed upon speed upon speed that will go down those channels in the wing. For this one game, Aubameyang might need to run down the left wing in that channel.
Okay.
Can they do it? David Luiz will be tested. He'll be tested. Ganduzi and Ceballos.
Dani Ceballos. Yeah.
Ceballos look good. He did his little fancy footwork and everything, and that's good. But are you going to run back and defend against these front three that Liverpool will be presenting? When Firmino drop in the middle of the field and now engage you and Ganduzi, which one of you guys are going to attack the ball and which one is going to drop back in the channel? Arsenal is going to be tested for the first time. I don't expect Arsenal to win.
Yes,
but I think Arsenal has the tools to give Liverpool problem, assuming that David Luiz can find some form of energy to keep up with the front three.
Keep up with the front three. I think this is really you have to expect Liverpool to win this game. Yeah. And Facebook and YouTube family, you can send on your prediction. Arsenal versus Liverpool next weekend at Anfield Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBCSN. Surely Arsenal, should be more competitive, provided that Unai Emery pulls the right strings. Torreira should be back to full health and ready to go for that game. So I envision Dani Ceballos or Guendouzi might be sitting on the bench for that game. Well, we'll see.
You can't sit Ceballos. You
yes,
sit Guendouzi.
Sit Guendouzi. Dani Ceballos was absolutely impressive. Other major news. We want to wrap up quickly and get a few major news out there. Neymar still not officially gone from PSG. Barca and Real Madrid are still jostling over him. Will this end with Neymar being at Barca Junior or come on, or it's just he's just going to have to apologize and stay at PSG.
He cannot play at PSG. There's no way he can play at PSG. There's just no way. He's going to be a Barca player, and I think Real Madrid is going to continuously flirt with him over the next 3 weeks or next 2 weeks, just to drive that bargain higher.
To make Barca
spend more money.
And to interject also quickly before you comment, come on, your thoughts on Filippo Coutinho allegedly getting ready to move on to Bayern Munich, and supposedly might be clearing room for a Neymar moving into Barca.
What do you mean by allegedly? I thought Coutinho has gotten the number 10 jersey for Bayern.
Oh, okay. My apologies. So Coutinho has moved to Bayern.
Yeah, so I believe, and I agree with Junior, that there's no way Neymar can stay at PSG. He burned that bridge. That man burned that bridge and burned everybody that was on the bridge with him. Yeah. So he'll be a Barcelona player. Real Madrid can always try to drive the price up, but Neymar's heart is actually in Barcelona. So he wants to go back to Barcelona and play. So Real Madrid can always flirt and the numbers and the money, and Neymar's father can come talk all kind of foolishness. But Neymar will be a Barcelona player. So yeah, with the Coutinho thing, I don't even know. Is this going to be another, what's his name again? Oh my God, what are you?
Rodriguez.
Imes. Right. Imes experiment. Yeah. I don't see where Coutinho fits into the Bayern mold. I don't see it personally, but maybe he can go there and he can prove us wrong. So good luck to him. He wasn't getting the playing time that he deserved at Barcelona.
I know we're real short on time, but real quick on that. No, two things. That number 10 jersey seems to be a revolving door at Bayern Munich. That's number one. Yes. And number two, I watched Bayern Munich play Friday. All the Germans watched Bayern Munich play Friday, and they saw what Dortmund did Saturday.
Yes.
Coutinho is going to be a godsend for Bayern because they are lacking that number 10 baller.
Yes, they drew 2-2 with Hertha Berlin. Have struggled in Bayern Munich, while Borussia Dortmund beat the brakes of Augsburg.
Yeah.
Staggerbag said Liverpool is going to lose to Arsenal. What a man brave. He said that Liverpool will get 2-1 from Arsenal.
Yo, Stagger, big up.
Big up yourself, big up, but Stagger. He's a brave man.
What if he's right, though?
What if he's right? And if he's right, next week, Stagger, you have to roll in Pambal Chat and host the show. Yeah. Any final thoughts? We'll get to the Frank de Boer discussion in the Football in the Americas. Come on, do you have any thoughts? Frank de Boer said that it's ridiculous to pay women the same salary at the international level now. It's supposedly about the demand. He later came out and clarified supposedly about the attendance, the amount of fans that are watching both of these sets of players play. Any thoughts on that? The Atlanta United try to separate themselves from that statement. Any thoughts on that? And the reason why we mention this in a global setting, because he did this interview with The Guardian, which is a global newspaper.
Yeah, the fact that Atlanta had to come out and distance themselves from him, you realize that it's a stupid argument that he's coming. He needs to stay out of that. My position is this. If a team, male or female team, is performing, they should get the incentive that is there. I don't see, let us take this thing put it into context. The U.S. national team, people are talking about revenue, more men, more people watch the men game than the women game, which is true, right? Let's just say MLS is more popular than NWSL. We agree on that. But if you look at the accomplishments and the achievements, the women's national team, they've actually done more than the men's game. Why are you getting 10 cents on the dollar, right, instead of getting money that is, in keeping with their accomplishment? You won the World Cup back-to-back. U.S. men's national team can't even come to the X. They can't even beat Trinidad and Tobago, right? They struggled against Guyana, and they looked piss poor. Can I say that? Sorry, pee poor in the Gold Cup. Yeah. So I don't understand why he thinks that women should not be paid based on their accomplishment, and everything else just will fall into place. So his argument is stupid, and for him to come out and apologize and try to clarify it, even he knew that what he said was rubbish. So I don't agree with him, and I don't agree with anybody who thinks that women should not be on equal footing, especially if we're talking about the U.S. men's national team and the U.S. women's national team.
And we'll get to that in our Football in the Americas segment. Junior, you have the final words on this, and yeah.
I'll real quick.
Yeah.
Atlanta United. I'm going to comment on the actual subject in Football in America that you can watch on YouTube later.
Yeah.
But Atlanta United is a multi-billion-dollar, part of a multi-billion-dollar portfolio, right?
Yeah.
It's probably 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 for a media specialist. Somebody that should be able to look at Frank de Boer and say, look, don't answer that question. That should not be a question that is asked of Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer has nothing to do with women's football. He has nothing to do with the USSF. You should have just... When that question was asked, the person come in and said, no, we're not going to answer that, no more questions. And keep it moving. So I'll talk about the actual subject in Football in America.
Frank de Boer, coach Atlanta United, and stay wide of other issues. Is that your suggestion?
Just shut up.
Just shut up. Football family, link us. What? Regin, the engineer, come on. The stream was perfect. The engineer seemed to have solved the issues. Football family, link us. Regin, they now celebrate the engineer.
the engineer need to get an increase in salary. How much is an increase on zero?
And we increase zero, still zero. Come on.
And big up Stell. Stell, we just seen the comment. Neymar is playing a very dangerous game. Player power has changed the game, but people forget PSG's owners are made of money. They won't bat an eyelid keeping Neymar on the bench because they'll be happy to just pay his wages without him getting game time. What's 40 million to the Qataris? Nothing. They'll put their foot down and make a stand.
And I agree with you on that one, Stel.
I agree.
I would do the same thing.
I agree 100%.
I would send him to train with PSG women's team. I agree with you 100%. Because Neymar is a child acting like a baller. Football families, link us on social media. Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram. Ball Chat 1 on Twitter. Ball Chat Podcast on Facebook. Ball Chat Podcast on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. And you can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Chelsea, Bogside.
Fix up on yourself. Later.